Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
Every time I start talking about boxing, a white man got full Rocky Marciano out there.
It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
Oh, this hard goddamn work is being this good.
One more again, see what I take on your front set, I swear.
You ain't my daddy, are you?
There's gonna be consequences and repercussions.
What time is it? Game time.
Okay, welcome again to the Don't Be Blasé podcast. We're coming to you live from the House of Pain, otherwise known as Snap Fitness in the Adelaide CBD. I'm your host, Speed Caruana, joined as always by my man, Steve Burrows.
Hello, Spee. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Steve. How are you doing today?
I'm up
Doesn't
and
matter.
about.
Before we get started, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Larry and Lad. Go see the boys at Regent Arcade. Get yourself an awesome coffee and some pretty sweet tunes. But for now, on with the show. Now, Steve,
Yes,
how are you doing?
I'm up and
Yeah, no one cares. No, continue.
Well, you see, Spee.
You came in strong that time.
The people have spoken, Spee.
Yep.
The people have spoken again. We've only had a few of these put them out to the audience
And
surveys.
you've worded both of them, but yeah.
It's the survey says one more for the good guys.
Yeah.
Because 58% to 42%.
Oh, did it get closer? Wasn't it 50?
It did, but,
48 for a while?
No, maybe the first after there was 3 people voting, but
Yeah.
no, we've had the record amount of votes,
Yep.
which I'm very happy with. So thank you for
7.
voting. So I will mark that one down again. So we'll just put it on the imaginary chalkboard up here. That's 1 plus 1.
What was the other one
That's
for?
2. That's the Bone Thugs and the
Yeah.
and this one. And then we'll also go to the live show that we did
Yeah.
back at LA Podcast
There you
Festival.
go. There you go.
So, so that would be... So you won the peanut butter thing, and then I
Yeah.
won the hot dog
It was a
thing.
sandwich, yeah.
And so, and then I won the last one.
I can't believe you beat me on Beatles and Rolling Stones. I thought I was going to have that one. I thought it wasn't bad.
I think it would have been different had we been
Had the
allowed to
music,
play the
yeah.
music.
Yeah, but
because we were trying to
agreements.
explain that.
Yeah,
and
it's
stuff.
hard to do. But one thing I will give myself is you've got those 3. As far as the court of popular opinion, as far as polls,
Yes.
you've got those.
Yes.
Mate, you got pants to get into the wrestling. So for the Survivor Series team, I think I took that clean sweep 3-0.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I look at it.
That was
admittedly,
stupid.
like
That
I
was
said,
stupid. I cover the real points, the real actually the points that the people want to know about.
well, I was, I wasn't happy with my team. My team, I knew was popular opinion team,
Yeah.
and I wasn't happy with that.
Yeah.
But you stole my scumbags, which really put a dent in my team. But this is my question for the wrestling thing. This was your top 5 teams, not your favorite, like your favorites. And
Sure.
who are you going to go in there top 5? Because
Yeah.
you took 2 of mine, but I found other ones.
Yeah.
Anyone else that throws in there, what happened to, like, Jericho and Sabu and Raven, and I think someone threw in there, like, a D'Lo Brown and Steve Blackman. Mate, we're talking tippy-top 5.
We're talking about pros, not backyarders.
We're talking the Hall of Fame, not the Hall of Good. Okay?
Yeah.
Like, yes, there's a lot of guys like that. Like, I loved Steve Blackman. I
course.
loved, Perry Sutton. And, all those sorts of matches. Loved Raven. Worked with Raven.
Yeah.
Loved his matches in WCW. But we're not talking about the Hall of Very Good. We're talking about the Hall of Fame.
The Hall of... I remember that guy.
Yeah.
That's not the one you're talking about.
And pretty much it was a general rule. If you weren't in like a featured bout at WrestleMania, you're not allowed to make that list.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of guys that wouldn't even make like the undercard on the house shows. So we appreciate your knowledge. We like people chiming in with some odd favourites. But it was the top 5.
Was there anyone after the show? Because obviously, through my which was an Action Heroes thing, I had a lot of, backing out of changing things. Was there anyone you had second thoughts about after the show when you saw it, when you debrief it in your head? Was there anyone you go, he probably could have come in?
Well, the more I thought about it, I was pretty happy with how strong my team was.
It was very strong.
I feel a little bit bad for leaving out Brett because Brett was such a huge influence to me as a kid. Like, I loved Bret Hart. Like I said, I had long curly hair, so I wanted to look like he was my first favourite wrestler. Like, I loved tag team wrestling, and I loved that anyone that followed that progression. I thought, as a child, when I wanted to be a wrestler, I thought, right, I'm going to become a professional wrestler. I'm going to go to the WWF. I'm going to be in a tag team, Then I'm going to get the Intercontinental
That's
title.
very cool.
And then I'm going to get the WWF title. Because that's the way I saw it. Like, my favourites all followed that path.
Yeah,
you know? Like, so the guys like your Hogans that came straight in, got the big belt, I was like, I like to see the guys work their way up. Because I knew I was never going to be like giant fucking dude or anything. But I figured if I could work my way up, I would love to have that sort of range.
Yeah. That would have been very cool. The only guy I regret, but, you know, I kind of stuck with the NWO theme. Andre was always going to go there, but there's one guy, there was a sixth man, and I'm kind of, I regretted when I was naming Andre, was Macho Man.
Yeah.
Macho Man was the guy who was just narrowly missed out on.
But that's that. You can almost say his whole career was that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
He's the guy that narrowly missed everything, missed the big things. But Steve, enough from last week.
Yes.
And so we thank for this year. We're probably 3-3.
We'll call it. Yeah,
we might need to have a final battle before Christmas.
Yep.
But you've got something for me. Things that have shit you, Steve. Not a shit bloke award, but just things that are shitting you.
Just it's more like Blasie's observations. Might need some music for that one there, Jay.
Yeah, I think we've done our budget.
We've blown our budget. All right, so it was just something I just wanted to ask you, Speed, because I work in Adelaide City, as you do.
Yep.
You're out and about a lot. And it's just something I noticed that when I'm walking in and out of work, that people were sort of rushing. They want to get to work or they want to get to the train. And you stop at the pedestrian light, so the car's going each way, and you kind of know when it's your turn to go. But there's some people out there who just won't wait the extra 6 seconds.
Yeah.
They think, because they know the order, they shoot across the road and they start walking across the red light.
Yeah.
I just find that funny. I'm thinking, why do you do that? We only have to wait maybe 3 seconds. That's all. You're getting a 7-meter head start, and often at the time they have to stop anyway
in the middle
because there's a guy turning right.
Yeah.
And I just want to know what's your views. I just find that funny. I find humans funny, and I find that part of the.
I find that really annoying. I'm a patient person driving and at the lights too. I'm not a hoon. I'm not one of those people that feels like. And this is one thing I'll give credit to Steve for, guys. If you ever have the pleasure of driving in a car with Steve. Steve is the most courteous driver ever. Not only will anyone that's indicating will he allow them in, he'll talk to them while he's doing it too. I mean, they can't hear him, but he'll commentate. No, mate, come over. No, you get through here, mate. No, don't worry, I'll hang back. Steve is talking to other cars that can't hear him, but he will commentate him letting people in through traffic. It's actually it's a great sight to see, because I'm used to driving with Satan, who just, if anyone tries to get in her lane, all of a sudden they're bullying her, and she starts speeding up. I'm like, fucking babe, relax. Let people in. But I digress. The pedestrian thing does bother me, because, like I said, I work in the city. If I'm crossing, across Grenfell Street, and there's got that big island in the middle.
Yes.
I
know the one.
There's a traffic light, 50 metres or 100 metres to my left, or there's another pedestrian crossing about 200 metres to the right. I'm right in the middle of two crossings.
Yeah.
I can't be asked walking all the way across down to one, because I need to go straight through to Larry and Ladd region, okay? And
nice plug.
Yeah, I know, I slipped that one in there. But yeah, so I'll walk across, stop in the middle because there's traffic coming the other way, and then get across. No worries. But yeah, I know the ones you're talking about. They're actually at the pedestrian lights.
Yeah, they're at the pedestrian lights.
Because I always wait for two reasons. One, it's the German in me. Even though I'm not German, but my mum laughs, because in Germany, people will not cross the road until the light goes green. The whole country's on the fucking honor system, and it works.
Oh, good.
I was walking home from a pub one night. It was about 2 a.m. and snowing. There is not a car for miles. You cannot see a car on the road. I'm about to cross the road. There's a guy standing there at the pedestrian lights next to me and waiting. He's pressed the button and he's waiting for it to turn green. There is no cars. So I'm like, well, fuck, I'm just going to wait with this guy then.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And they wait till it goes green and they cross the road. So then it was funny, because we went from Germany to England for Christmas. And then England's here, everyone just walks. And I'm just I kept standing at the lights. Mum's like, where are you? I was like, the light's not green. it just got, because I love things that have sense and make, in order. So I loved that. I was just this place works perfectly.
Yeah.
But then, so that always annoys me, when people do it. But B, and this may sound like I'm sort of tooting my own horn here, but this is an old girlfriend of mine told me, people look up to you. People do take notice of things that you do, and you're one of those sort of people. She goes, so set a good example. And it wasn't just that, but then it was a simple thing of, one day I went to cross the road at Norwood, they got a pedestrian light there, and the lights take forever, and there wasn't any cars, and I was about to skip across the road, and I saw this little kid next to me. This little kid with his mum, and then someone else went across the road, and the kid went, can I cross? And the dad's like, no, you can't cross. Yeah, but he's doing it. And I'm like, Yeah, set the example. Don't be that guy. It sounds wanky,
Good
but
on you,
I do take that into account. You know, especially if there's any kids around me. Even if that one where I normally cross to get to the coffee shop.
Yep.
I won't cross. If there's kids around, I just try to set an example because, like I said, kids are just impressionable. They don't give a fuck who you are. You know, and they just see an older person doing something. I want to do that too. So I don't tend to do that.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. And the pedestrian thing that obviously goes on to road rules, and I appreciate you saying I'm a good driver. Some people might call that a grandma driving, as my wife does, but
I drive just as slow as you.
yeah, look, when I'm on the roads, I'm in no rush. Honestly, I literally, I do. You know, the mum used to say, you know, you better arrive 5 minutes later. Not at all.
Yeah,
you know, and you know, and obviously it's not like a mantra, you know, a tattoo on myself or anything like that, but it's something that, you know. Yeah, I'm in no rush.
Yeah.
Ever.
Well, I'm the same. We had one of those like cops come to school back in the day and, you know, give us a, you know, road safety sort of thing because when we were in year 12 and everyone started getting their license. And he goes, if you're running late and you start rushing and you start getting frazzled, he goes, that's when you're going to have an accident because you're not paying attention. You're trying to go really fast. You know, you get dangerous. He goes, the easiest thing you can do, pull over, pull your phone out, just text whoever you're meeting, go, I'm going to be 5 minutes late. Yeah,
right.
And then get there. You know, and he goes, and all of a sudden you'll find the road tends to open up. Once you take the stress out of it, the road just seems to open up. So I'm not a real stressful, aggressive driver. Now, in saying that, I also ride a scooter. So I'm not really going too fast anyway. Like I always laugh whenever I go past roadworks, they put the sign up saying slow. It's like, mate, I don't have an option. It's slower for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never been, and the best thing is like, I love people that are rushing.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, I've got to get here. And you see them like, especially on the scooter, they like overtake me, like, they hoon past me, that sort of stuff. And they just hoon up to get to the lights. Like, especially in the CBDs, like, why are you speeding down Peary Street? You are just going to get stuck at the lights or you get stuck behind like a cyclist or something. Like, why? And so I love when they just hoon past me and then they're stuck at the lights and I can just slowly just scoot past them. I look in the window too. I'm like, I got an arsehole. And I'll just look in the window, look at them as I'm lane splitting all the way to the front. I'm like, so you guys like rushed and I'm going to get there before you. So that must really burn them.
I love that. You know, I always say it when I'm in the car and, you know, if the wife's sitting next to me or whatever and, there's a dude speeding between the traffic, and I always go, man, where are the police when you need them? Because they're driving like a jerk. You know, it's one thing to drive.
Lane splitting is legal?
No. I'm not about scooters. I'm talking about just jerks in cars.
Oh, yeah.
Belting in and around traffic, up your people's backsides. Yeah. Just being jerk drivers, really.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying that I always like, when I see that, I'm like, man, there's never cops around.
Yeah.
But we're driving up, Goodwood Road, I think it was. And it's a tight road. I think Goodwood Road is the right one. We're driving away from the city, so down south. This dude was up my butt. So I'm just going 55. I'm like, fuck, I'm not going any faster.
So you're pushing back when some guy was up your butt?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
Just checking.
Yeah, and
I think I saw a movie about that once. But
and he finally got past me and he zoomed past me. And once again I said, man, where's the cops? When you see that, literally like 30 seconds later, I see him pulled over and the cops. And I just, it's only ever happened once in my whole life, but I'll remember that forever.
Yeah.
And it just brought me so much joy.
Yeah, it is. Because
so much joy.
You need that. Just jerk drivers, like you said. I never understood the whole speeding thing. Like, admittedly, when I was younger, you first get your car.
Of course.
And I just picked up so many speeding fines. I'm like, you know what? I fucking can't afford this bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm going to start slowing down because there was no point in me speeding. I was speeding for the sake of, I thought I was getting places quicker. And I wasn't. It was still taking the same amount of time.
Yes.
I was just frazzling myself. And it was just like, nah, don't need to be done. Just slow down. Drive like a grandpa. Don't care. Everyone teases me, but I don't care.
Yeah. I didn't need to race fast because I had a charade.
Yeah, me too.
Actually, you had a charade. So we didn't need to race fast. So we knew how fast our car was.
They say guys that drive big cars and trucks and stuff like that overcompensate.
Oh, yeah.
What do they got a scooter?
Yeah, exactly. Well, there you go then.
So we're going to move on. You're going to throw in your little...
Segway.
Fuck, if you're one spot, you can't even do it.
I didn't know we were segueing at that point in time.
Oh,
do you have something to segue to?
I do. This is for you, Steve. Here we go. We get some theme music.
Here you go, you pair of whiners. This is Steve's movie recommendations or whatever the fuck this is. Oh, and Speed. There you go, you mentioned. Stop whinging.
So angry, but it's so good though. I love Big J's work. He really gets the vibe of the show that we do like whinging and we like cheesy shit music. So, Steve, give us your movie recommendation.
Okay, Speed. Oh, here we go. No, it actually hasn't come out yet.
Just
Speed.
quickly, have you got the phrase that pays with that voice?
Here we go. It hasn't even come out yet.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, I got psyched. I got tagged in it.
Yeah.
And it is, and we've talked about this previously. What's
Creed
the best?
2.
No, I'm off Creed 2.
You haven't even seen it yet?
I know, but I got so excited about this film. We need to talk about Creed 2, by the way.
Yeah.
We do need to talk about that. But this one here is I got tagged in from, I think, by my wife, maybe. And we talked about it before. What's the best Disney film ever?
Yeah.
They're remaking the best Disney film ever, Speed.
Is this the one that I said was overrated?
That's the one.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
that's the one. The Lion King. They have remade The Lion King. We've talked about this before. It is that live action film.
Yeah.
But they finally brought out the trailer. This trailer I've been hanging out for probably 3 or 4 years. I don't know when they talked about making this fucking thing. But, dude, it delivers. And then some cool dude out there has put the side-by-side, you know. It looks fantastic. I'm so psyched. It's so everyone, I know we're probably way too old to go with it. So bring a kid with you anyway so you don't get the weird looks. But July 19, I think it is next year, 2019, get on it. Lion King. It's going to break records, man.
I don't know
It's going to be
what's
massive.
more disturbing. Your real excitement about this Lion King live action film, which I understand. It does look good. And like I said, I think a Lion King's overrated. I still think it's great.
Yeah.
And I want to go see it.
Sure.
But the thing that got me is some real cool dude made a video on the internet and put it up. He's a real cool guy. You know, like, you're sounding real dad-like, mate. Like,
Well, it is perfect because I brought the dad out of me, and it's Sophia's birthday, my daughter's birthday, July next year. So the worlds have aligned.
Yeah.
She's never been to the cinema for this very reason, because I wanted to make that first cinematic experience special. I didn't want to bring her to like Wiggles fucking live or
Could
you
you
know
do
like
Incredibles?
SpongeBob or something. I wanted to bring it to some legit cinematic masterpiece, and that's Lion King. The only thing that's going to spoil it is that Toy Story 4 comes out a month earlier, and I want to take it to that as well.
there you go.
So maybe the Toy Story 4 can be a bit of a warm up.
Yep.
You know, okay, let's learn some cinema etiquette.
Yep. Well, that's the thing. You can take her give her a first cinema experience.
Yeah.
With the Toy Story.
Yeah.
And then take her like one of those like deluxe cinemas, like the Lux Cinema. I think we got one at TDP. You know, like that real fancy. Get like the couch set up, bring the food in. Really treat her for her birthday. Let her know that this is what movies are. This is what special movies are. So you give her that. You still got the little double treatment there.
Yeah. So that is my movie recommendation. It looks unreal. They only showed like bits and pieces, but they did have the music playing. You know, the Circle of Life song. Which is cool. And I did hear also that they're going to bring back a couple of the other songs. Kuna Matata.
Yep.
The other Elton John song. There's a couple of good songs in it. I'm super psyched. Can't wait.
Yeah. Well, it does look good. I'll give you that. I was a little bit disappointed that Jesus and Mero didn't get Timon and Pumbaa because they would have been perfect, although there would have been a lot of swearing in that one. But I just thought they'd be great for that role. But it does look really good. And the cast is great. And Gambino as, what's her name? Simba. Very good. And the fact that you can still have James Earl Jones in there has the greatest voice.
Yeah,
most
does.
powerful voice ever.
Yeah.
And he's also the king of... what's it called?
Coming to America.
Yeah, what was the name of the place? Zamunda, there we go. That joke would have been so good if I didn't stall on it. Oh, well.
Bugger.
Definitely. But, two things. You said Creed 2's out. What's going on?
Well...
Are you cancelling Mandate?
I'm not cancelling Mandate, but as you know, what a terrible time of the year.
It is a very busy season. Like I think we got to be excited about the idea of setting up the Mandate.
Yes.
And then went, shit, this is right near Christmas, when every weekend is pretty well chockers with Christmas parties and all that sort of fiasco.
Yeah, look, for me, Spee, I don't know if it counts as a mandate, but weekdays is looking like my only thing at the moment. So,
weekday movies, I've actually become that meme that you see floating around with the... back in the day, you're like, oh, I'll go to bed at 3, I'll get up in 3 hours, I'll get to work. Now I'm just like, you're going to start a movie at 8 o'clock?
No.
You're fucking psycho.
No.
Midweek, anyone wants to catch up with me midweek, I'm like, ooh, no. I start every day at 6 a.m. I am not catching up midweek. Unless you want to go for a coffee around 2 in the afternoon, we ain't catching up midweek. I can't do it. So yeah, and the weekend's going to be stuff. So I figure...
Okay. You got a plan, have you?
We can postpone Mandate till December 8th.
Okay.
And just get everyone to come to RCW at the Latvian Hall. You'll see a
Wrestling?
real Creed 2 style fight from me because, let's be honest, I choreograph a lot of my matches based around the Rocky movies. So if you understand how a Rocky movie works, you'll understand how my matches work, and it's very, very similar setup. So I think that might be even better. I'm not fighting a Russian, but it still will be good.
Yeah.
So,
What do you reckon is the more exciting fight this weekend? Is it Creed versus Drago or Mundine versus Horn?
I'm going to even go one better and say Wilder versus Fury.
Oh, the heavyweights.
Yeah, Deontay Wilder versus Fury. Now, this is obviously that fight would have come and gone by the time this has been on.
Yep.
But that's the one I'm looking forward to. Like Mundine and Horn, no worries. I reckon Chalk will win it because Mundine's actually good. Like
I know, but he's pretty old.
I know he's old.
43.
He's still he's a natural athlete.
Yeah.
He's always been a natural athlete.
Yeah.
But that Wilder and Fury fight looks great. And I also have free tickets to the UFC. I'll spec you free tickets. Yeah, nice. I just happened to get a message from one of my clients the other day. Hey, what are you doing Sunday? Not much. You want to come to a corporate box of UFC? Fucking course I do.
Yes, I do.
What time's it start? 10:30. I'm thinking to myself, you can start drinking at 10:30.
Yeah. You make
It's corporate box, mate. You're gonna make the most of the free drinks.
That's right.
So I'm very happy about that.
That's very exciting.
But movies, number 2. Oh, kind of going on a little boxing tangent there.
Okay.
Number 2 on the movies. Guess what I watched last weekend?
I don't know.
What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, you finally
Finally got
come
it.
around.
We're doing-
How did you do that?
We were doing the babysitting. Remember I had to babysit Neff Curry for the day?
Yeah.
Before-
Netflix.
Yeah, before my brother left the house, I'm like, what's your password for your Wi-Fi and what's your login for your Netflix?
Yeah.
So yeah, then Satan fell asleep on the couch after we put little man down. And, it was horrible. He's only 1 year old. We had to put him down.
Sure.
Yeah, but
yeah, good one.
but yeah, no, I ended up started up watching it. That's fucking brilliant. You
Isn't
were
that
right.
good, right?
It's hilarious. It was great. I loved all the nothing that made you sort of fall out of your chair, laugh out loud, funny, but just you sit there with a smile on your face the whole time. It was a great movie. So anyone that hasn't seen it yet, definitely get round to What We Do in the Shadows.
Yes.
Now, Steve.
Yes.
You going to throw in your catchphrase?
This is a segue.
We have a conundrum. Well, Steve had a family conundrum.
Yes.
Tell me about your family conundrum.
All right. Maybe 2 weeks ago, my mum calls me up and I answer the phone. It's about dinner time, and she's panicked.
Yeah.
She's like, I can hear legit panic in her voice, and
Yeah.
she's like, her first words was, "Steve, you need to help me."
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I'm actually
Because this is a strong woman.
Yeah, right, exactly. And I, if I'm in trouble, I'd go to mum,
Yeah.
So I'd be like, "Oh, geez, what's up?" And I can hear some like snickering in the background there, some
Yeah.
giggling and shit. I was like, "What the fuck?" Anyway, she goes, "You got to talk some sense into this boy."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah." Thinking of my brother Dom, what's he done?
Yeah.
What's he getting himself into
Standard,
trouble?
yeah.
And she goes,
Dom, you're a scumbag.
I'm like, "Dom, what's he done?" She goes, "No, it's Joey." Now Joey is the baby of the family.
Yeah. Joey's like a foot tall, yeah?
No, he was when he used to come around my house and we used to hang out and shit a lot. And when I lived at home still.
Yeah.
No, he's 19 years old now.
Get the fuck out of here.
He is 19 years
He
old.
can't be 19.
He's got a beard and
No,
everything.
he doesn't.
man. He
He's
fucking
fine.
does. No, it's true story. He's 19 years old. He's hitting the gym.
Yeah?
He's hitting the gym. He called me up one
Hey,
day.
I got an idea. Hey, Dom, hit the gym.
he did say, Dom, hey, you know what? Dom is still when he was training at one point in time, he got really big really quickly.
Yeah.
And he's kind of managed like to keep that frame.
Yeah.
He's done really well to, like the rest of us, we pick up other spots, at other times, unless you're on top of it. But they'd say if Dom got into the gym again, man, he'd
Keep it there?
He'd smash it. Yeah, but anyway, Joey. What was we saying? So
Mum's
I forgot
called
what
you
we
about
Oh,
Joey.
yeah, that's right. So Joey's in the gym now. He called me up one day and talked on the phone about half hour about eating and training and all that kind of stuff. So he's a little man now. It's pretty cool. But the reason why Mum called is because he's got himself a tattoo.
Ooh.
Now it was the night before, so he must have just dropped it on her, at the dinner table. Hey Mum, by the way, tomorrow I'm getting a whole sleeve done on my
Sleeve?
a whole sleeve, from
Shoulder down to the wrist.
So Mum calls me up in a panic because, in her view, well, back in her day, obviously, if you had a tattoo, man, you're an
bikie,
a biker, or you're some form of crime.
You've just gotten out of prison. Yeah.
Exactly. So she's like, I try to rest assured. I fucked that up, but you know what I'm trying to say. I rest assured that it's not a big deal these days. Yeah. I know probably more people with tattoos than I don't.
Yeah, for sure.
I actually don't have a tattoo.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted one. but I haven't got one. So anyway, long story short, I spoke to Joey on the phone. He kind of told me what it was, sent me a picture of what he wants. And then he sent me a photo of what it looks like. And it looks really nice. Yeah. And actually, funnily enough, Mum likes it.
Yeah.
Now. And then I asked her how it went and yada yada. I said, I'm thinking about getting one now.
Yeah.
And she goes, no, Steve, you can't get one. And I was like, well, why not? I'm 38 years old, but she's like, no, Steve. Anyway, it made me think. Now, Speed is, got himself a rig.
Yeah.
And he definitely looks like the body that could host a tattoo. Yet you don't have any tattoos.
No.
So I'm starting to think, do you have a problem with tattoos?
No.
Is this like a pain thing? Are you a bit of a sissy? What is it? Why don't you have a tattoo? You look like, you got the wrestler thing. You're going,
Could be two things. Could be, I have a bit of a sissy. But I'm not scared of like needles or anything. That sort of thing. Like, this is a weird thing. I was thinking about like, everyone goes, you kind of enjoy the pain of a tattoo. I'm thinking, how can you enjoy the pain of a tattoo? But then I was thinking, like, I don't mind, like, every now and then, like, I don't know if Jonah does it to you, but Satan does the grooming. Like, if I got a pimple or something, she pops that, and like, I don't mind. It hurts, but you're like, all right, is there any more in there? Get them.
Pluck their hairs out like that.
Pluck their hairs. You're like, every time they're doing it, you're like, that hurts, but we'll get the rest of them. Like, so I'm thinking, okay, maybe that's the similar sort of pain. I'm probably way off, but I'm thinking that's the pain, and that's the pain. A little bit of poking here and there. I mean, I've had stitches. It doesn't bother me.
Sure,
but. Yeah, I'm just tight ass, mate.
Yeah.
That's like, because I would like to get, and I would have loved to get the sleeve, the whole bit, like back, everything, like legs.
You got everything.
I'm not doing everything like covered like head to toe, but like maybe something on the legs, something on the shoulders, like just a few here and there, not talking like super freak style.
No, super freak. Remember, that guy.
But I've always loved the tattoos and I love the art behind them, but the problem is I know those ones, like the good ones, like I've got friends that have the sleeves and, the full chest pieces, that sort of stuff, and the art on it is amazing. Fucking doesn't come cheap.
No.
You're looking at, like, for a good sleeve, you're looking in excess of $1,000.
Oh, at least that's right, man.
I've always, in my book, just gone, well, $1,000, I could probably go on a holiday. Like, I'm lucky that one of my cousins works for Emirates. It's the reason why I've been to Europe so many times.
Wow.
Because I can get like $400 return flights, or like $400 each way to Europe. It's like, well, if I had a spare $1,000, I would probably, like, I'd go on holidays. I've gone to like Europe 3 times. I've been to the States. I've been to Bali a few times. Like, I would rather the experiences of that than just having a cool tattoo. Now, if they were free, like I said, I'd be covered in them. But it's just one of those things. Like, it's not an issue. I don't have a problem with them. I just can't afford it.
Funny, that's pretty much the same reasons. Yeah. It's just one of those, is it an expense that you go, man, like,
really
colour kids and stuff. And
I've got probably about 7 or 8 kids, so,
Having said that, I've been looking on Google.
Yeah.
And some
cool kids have
all the cool kids. My boy Rashley goes, I want to come with you just for 10 minutes because he wants to see me if I can take the pain.
Yeah.
So he goes, dude, like,
does hurt.
Ryan's got he's got both arms done, he's got chest pieces, he's got the rib bits, Big Ben, same
Ben's
thing. Although he's done everything.
He's done legs, everything. Shoulders, everything, yeah.
He goes, dude, I'm not going to lie, it doesn't tickle. It stings. He goes, I think once you get in the zone, he goes, as soon as it gets a bit that, it's a bit sensitive, that gets you out of the zone. So, but so I'm definitely thinking about it, definitely considering it. Is there anything that you wouldn't get tattooed on you? Is there anything like,
I just don't, like, my issue was, like, when everyone started getting the sleeve, like, I was hesitant, like, I like them and they look cool. I'm like, but I'm also thinking, like, I'm from the days where, I mean, you remember this. Think of Buff Bagwell, Bill Goldberg. Remember, everyone had some sort of barbed wire or tribal tattoo around the top of the bicep?
Yeah.
Everyone had that. And, like,
Buff had the strap, I think,
and then, Goldberg had that tribal one. And then, like, I think Pamela Anderson had the barbed wire. Yeah. Everyone had that one at the top, just underneath the shoulder, above the bicep. And, like, at the time, you're like, oh, that's cool. And now if you see someone like that, there's always a couple of old blokes at every gym.
Yeah.
And one of them's got that. They're always the
Ryan's
guys.
one of them.
Yeah, they've always got the guys that are overly tan. They're still doing sunbeds every day. And you look at them and go, you were cool in the 90s. And so it's just like, I always thought, like, with the sleeves, everyone's getting them now. Now it's going to be like in 10 years, everyone's going to be like, But it seems to be that's the way it's going.
Yeah.
Like, the sleeve doesn't seem that bad anymore because of the influx of the neck tattoos. And the one place I just thought you just never do, the face tattoos. They're becoming really common. It's just become bizarre. Like, something about the neck tattoo already screams, don't employ me. And if you're getting it done on your face, it's another thing. Like, I've had this kid recently follow me around, like young Travis. He's a gun, absolute gun. He's been doing the PT course, and he's been shadowing me. And so I teach him,
Oh, he worked here?
Yeah, coming here,
Okay,
coming
cool.
to the old House of Pain.
Yeah.
And so he's been shadowing me, helping him out with clothes. But the kid is covered, like head to toe, like down to the knuckles, that sort of stuff, hands done, neck done, and he has a couple on the side of the head, and I'm like
creeping in,
Bam Bam Bigelow style.
Yeah.
And then he's got he's got 3 dots under one eye, and he's got another little thing written under the other eye.
Mm.
It's really hard because like you speak to him for more than 2 minutes, and you're like, all right, classic, don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
But fuck, it's a really bad cover. Like I've said to him, I'm like, dude, you're really good. You're really friendly. He's a really nice kid. Like he's lovely. If I could employ him, I'd have him here in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
But the issue is, it's just like even some of my clients like look at him like, oh, I'm gonna introduce him. I'm like, no, this is Travis. Travis, say hi. And I said to him, as soon as I introduce people, say hi.
Yes.
Because they'll see that you are a nice person, this and that. But yeah, you are going to get judged by your look. And like, why would you do that to yourself? You're putting yourself at such a disadvantage.
Yeah, and my mum was always like, well, and one of her reasons is, but how good is it going to look when you're 80, Steve?
Yeah, but who looks good when they're 80? That's the issue I don't like, because the amount of people that say to me, like, oh, who cares about bodybuilding, like, look at Schwarzenegger now. Like, Schwarzenegger's like 70 years old.
Yeah, that's right.
No one looks good when they're 70.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you have rather spent 40 years of your life looking great than just been like, well, it's going to look shit anyway? You're like, you're not guaranteed to get to fucking 80, so who cares?
And that's right. And at 80, we've probably got other issues, like we've got kidney issues, we've probably got liver issues, we've probably got a broken hip.
If I get to 80, it'd be a fucking miracle. I'm thinking 75 tops, like fucking dead set tops.
You reckon?
Oh, yeah. No, I've been too much of a scumbag in my life.
You think? You
if
think it's going to catch up to
If I get to 75, my AIDS is going to fight with my cancer, and they're going to, they're going to kill me. So I don't think I'll be able to do the Keith Richards.
Forces.
I'm not quite Keith Richards' level of scumbag that I can just stay alive because my insides are pickled.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've done too much damage. I won't get that far.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not getting that far.
We should put a bet on or something.
Yeah, who lasts the longest?
Yeah. No. Like it's the longest, but. Do you reckon it's like how many games the Lakers are going to win? I think in this time you'll get over 75.
You reckon get over 75? Because everyone goes, oh,
you eat pretty good.
I do eat very well.
You eat very well.
Monday to 5 p.m. Friday, I'm fucking golden. Even Saturday morning up till about midday. And then midday
that's still part of the work week as far as I'm concerned.
Saturday morning I'll still do. Friday night I have a few drinks.
Yeah.
I don't drink, Sunday through to Friday.
Yep.
I don't. Friday night I'll start drinking. Have a few drinks Saturday. I usually might sneak in a treat that afternoon, like, a finger bun, or at this time of year, fucking mince pies. That's mince pie season started.
You dig mince pie?
Love a mince pie.
Yeah.
But, other than that, I do eat fairly well. But when I'm destructive, Steve, I'm really destructive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
like Scott Hall kind of destructive? Jake Snake?
Not
How
quite
destructive?
in between there. Probably not quite Jake the Snake. A little bit under Scott Hall. Maybe a Shawn Michaels style. Yeah. That's why whenever I watch, that's why it's Scumbag Hall of Fame.
Right.
That's why they're my guys. Like me and a unnamed wrestler from Melbourne have been known to, like, we started laughing when they did an E60 video on Scott Hall.
Yes.
On ESPN.
Yeah.
And he goes, they were in a hotel room, like laying there in bed and stuff like that. They'd been on a bender. And he just called across. He goes, hey, Sean. He's like, yeah. And he goes, is your heart still beating? He goes, yeah. He goes, all right, take half of this.
Oh,
and I've been in a similar situation with this unnamed wrestler from Melbourne. Me and him have been at the end of a 3-day bender, just like, how you feeling? You're good. One more? Yeah, right. And kept going. So, yeah, I've had some destructive times.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, most of those are behind me. I still have the few days that I push it out. But, we tend to keep it fairly healthy.
Okay.
But I still think I've done enough damage to not reach 75. The over-under is not strong.
No. All right, well, there you go then. But I would suggest you will get past 75. Yep. And if you do, I've been thinking about our bet earlier. Remember, because I haven't come up with the stakes.
Yes,
the stakes. Now, obviously, we have to go watch Notting Hill 2 if Lakers get plus 47.
Yeah. We still need to come up with the terms for your fucking Melo getting 20 because, as it stands, still unemployed and averaging under 20.
Okay, so let's get to that. So I reckon we'll stick with the first bet, which is the Lakers one.
Yep.
Now, if they keep going the way they are, they are smack bang on 46 to 47.
They're right.
All right, so it's going to swing either way. So one of us is going to be heartbroken.
Yeah.
This is my stakes.
Mm-hmm.
If Lakers do not get to the promised land, next time Bone Thugs Harmony are in town, we're going.
Oh, God.
Together.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we are. Because
Crazy Bone, Busy Bone.
All of them, man. Because I was listening to
Dog and Bone.
I was listening to an old episode and you really give the Bone Thugs Harmony a bit of a run, So I thought, you know what? If there's something
You know
that
what?
Steve would love
If
to...
they come back and if I lose the bet, not only we go, Steve, I'll buy you a ticket.
Oh, there we go. Okay, there it is, folks.
That's on wax. But
It's
we
on-
still need to get some stakes going for your
Mellow.
For your Mellow thing. And with the 75 and over bet, we'll go to a baseball game.
Okay,
We'll go to
yeah.
a Yankees game, lifestyle, and we'll sit there and
Perfect.
go, what were you arguing about?
Yeah.
And we will have our lifestyle sitting on the third base line at the Yankees game.
Perfect, yeah.
Has
okay.
to be done.
So you want to talk about Mello quickly?
Let's talk about Mellow.
we
We'll
said this is a segue into
We'll
Mellow.
this is a segue.
Okay.
I think we've done our tattoo thing. Is there
Yeah.
anything else you want to get for your tattoo?
I'm not going to get any Chinese characters.
No?
No, I think that's been
You're
covered off.
Japanese? You like your anime?
No, yeah, I'm not getting any tribal things.
Yes.
I'm going to try to put a bit of thought into it. I don't want to make it too wanky,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Like
Sure.
I said, I am looking at getting one probably early next year.
Yep.
One on the back of the arm, but I always wanted to get one on the calf.
Yes.
And I always wanted to get dignity.
No, not the word dignity.
Not the word dignity.
No,
No,
no.
I wanted to get the circle with the little lines and the squiggle. Kirk Van Houten dignity. Just because I just wanted to get it on my calf. Just a small one, just that little circle. And anyone that's a Simpsons fan will know what I'm talking about. Just so if anyone walked up and looked at my calf and goes, "What's that?" I'm like, "Are you serious?" Job to ask the cat. 'cause the cat's going to get it. Just to make that joke, because I'm that fucking much of a douchebag that
Yeah.
I will get something permanently tattooed on my skin
Perfect.
in order to make a joke from it.
Perfect.
So I'm thinking of getting that. So I might have 2 early next year, but they're
Yeah.
my tattoos.
Excellent. Well, I'll photograph it once it's done.
Yep.
I'll put it up there,
There you
and
go.
then you can be the judge.
Are you going to get your lawn tattooed on you?
Just
the
not my
thing-
lawn, my neighbour's
Yeah,
lawn. I
yeah,
think
get Rocco's lawn.
Rocco's lawn on there. I think.
Anyway, we're going to segue back to the man. Like, this is going to be our last segment for the day, but the man known as Caramello.
Yeah.
Tell me about your Mellow theories.
Oh, my Mellow theories. Well, have you noticed how well Houston have been going?
Yes.
No, they've not going any better since he's left.
They said that they've as of today when we're recording Friday,
Yeah.
they have lost 11 games.
Right.
They didn't lose 11 games till mid-January last year.
Right.
So this is like still just November, and
Yeah.
they've already lost as many as they did up until like 2 months from now last year.
Right. So you know what? I think Melo was used as a scapegoat. Obviously, he was the big piece that they brought in, and when it didn't initially straight away happen, then they went, well, that must be, it came in as a square peg in the circle hole kind of thing.
Yeah.
Having said that, he has left. They've played another, I think, 9 games since he's left,
Yeah.
and they're still exactly where they were when he left. You
I
know?
love the proof is in the James Harden pudding.
Right.
The game against Washington the other day, who were going terribly themselves.
Yeah.
And he gets 54 points, like 13 assists, like gets a triple-double, 11 turnovers,
Yeah.
and they lose.
Exactly.
And it's just like, yeah, you can get all the stats in the world, mate, and you can do your little pump fake, get the guy to jump, fall into him, get free
Yeah.
throws, which is horrible basketball to
Yeah.
watch, but you're not winning games.
No.
You can, he's just a stat collector.
He is. I mean, last year they had a great run, and they played very well, and they had all the right pieces for that to work. Obviously, they lost a couple of big pieces, and now they're paying for it. And he will get the numbers because he touches the ball every fucking time.
Yeah.
And the style of play, like we talked about it before, it's classic 1-on-1 in the Houston. Houston. He dribble. Everyone hits the wings, and he drives. Now, there's one of 2 things that's going to happen. Or one of 3, pretty much. One, he's going to pull up a ridiculous 3-pointer.
Yep.
And I'm not knocking his skills.
Yeah.
He can play.
Oh, he's got the skill there, but just the way he goes about it is horrible.
Exactly. He's going to pull up for a 3. He's going to get with a layup, maybe getting fouled, or he's going to kick it. Now, you're playing with other NBA guys. They're going to hit shots. The assists are blown out, man. He's not as good a passer as John Stockton.
No.
But he's probably going to get more assists than John Stockton will.
He's not even as good a passer as Lonzo Ball.
Right.
Like, Lonzo may not get the number of assists, but if you actually watch the games, there's the part, like, at the moment, I mean, I know you're not a Lakers fan, but if you watch a Lakers game,
Yeah, I've been watching a couple, yep.
LeBron's ability to pass, like, that's the one thing, you can never knock him. He's the best passer probably since Magic.
Yeah.
And Stockton just could get that
It's a
pass
play.
into,
Yeah,
pick and roll.
it's a
And
system, yep.
So it was a system, he wasn't exactly the greatest, like, vision,
No.
But, like, Jason Kidd was probably a better passer, had better vision, like, saw the guys, made the pass before the pass a lot of the time, too. But Lonzo and LeBron right now are currently making fucking JaVale McGee look like Wilt Chamberlain. The other day, he had 18 points, 9 of 9 shooting, because 8 of them were dunks. But they are just finding him because they can run that pick and roll, or they can zip passes through windows where most people would think, that's not open. But they're getting them in there. You know, those guys are great passers. Like I said, you guys like your Westbrook and you guys like your Harden, all they're doing is driving, defense collapses, kick it out to an open shooter, that guy hits 3, that's an assist. It's like, that's not... Yeah. They didn't take a lot of talent or great passing ability. You just happen to hit the guy that was open.
Yeah. And that's the thing. So, like, to say Melo was a problem, you know, I think Melo had five good games this season.
Yeah.
He had 5 actually really good seasons. 3 of them happened when Harden wasn't playing.
Yeah.
And they won 2 of those 3 games.
I think the thing is...
I'm not blaming Harden.
I'm not blaming Melo, but the thing is, it's that, okay, getting back to... This is what we can close on. It's getting back to what we discussed with the hip-hip thing. You can't have too many alphas in a room.
True.
You know, Chris Paul's an alpha.
Yeah, shit.
Harden thinks he's an alpha.
Yeah.
And so does Melo.
Yeah.
That's too many in one room.
That's
right. Like, that is way too many in one room. You know, like MJ was the greatest, probably you could say he's the greatest alpha of all time. Scotty knew where he stood. Scotty was an alpha, but he didn't need to prove that he was an alpha.
Yeah.
Look, Michael needed to prove it. You know, he needed to prove to everybody that he was better than them. Scotty knew he was better than most people, you know, and he had a bigger dick than MJ. So he just comfortably, he can comfortably sit there and just go, you keep proving it, son. I'm the one going home with Madonna. You know, but so that's the difference. You know, and like these days, these guys all think they are, and that's the thing. They say that, you know, on court, Melo played well. Did on court. I'm not going to trash what he did at Houston. He was good. But I think it's the locker room issue, you know, and it might be. It's your golden boy that you're paying all the money to. If he comes up and goes, if he's complaining all the time, Melo said this or this and that, you can't have too many guys in the locker room. I think that's why he's not there.
It may have been, and like I said the other week, this might be a coincidence, but I don't think it is. They rehired the defensive coach. Next day, Melo's gone. He obviously sees a problem with the defense. He thinks Melo is obviously part of that problem, which I'm not defending, by the way. You know, I'm not saying that Melo is a great defender. He's not. But all I'm saying is that I think he was very harshly treated by everyone as well, by the way. The media, they trashed him. The casual viewers, you know, I hate the dudes who call him a bum because, you know what, as I said to you the other day, you know, a lot of people trashed Derrick Rose in the last 1 or 2 seasons. You know, they were like, he's not MVP, he's not this, he's not that. This year, coming off the bench, averaging 20 a game, and I know the league's different. I know there are more points being scored today than there was 10 years ago. There are more assists, there are more rebounds. Everyone's stats are a little bit inflated these days, so you can't just necessarily go off stats, but his influence in the games is strong. And coming from a guy who most people said he was done last year, you know, when it's hard to play with LeBron. It's going to be hard to run, and that was based on circumstance. Now he's getting a lot more opportunity, and he's playing well. I think Melo is in a similar boat. I don't think his skills are deteriorated. I don't think his want to play basketball has deteriorated. Maybe a little bit of athleticism that happens to the best of us. But I still think if in the right situation,
the best of us,
us pro athletes, I think, you know, in the right situation. He's certainly still a 20-point guy, and I really hope he gets another run in the team because I need this bet, man.
Because I think we're like 3 things. We're going to throw the bet out to the listeners.
Okay.
You guys can come up with the as long as it's nothing illegal, like Brett. I'm not shitting on a train. Like, come up with something that makes sense.
Something fun.
Yeah, but if something fun, something silly. If you guys can come up with this, like we always like the eating challenges. Like loser has to down 10 cheeseburgers,
right?
Which Steve could probably do in a sitting.
I was going to say, does that mean a loss? That's a win in my books.
But not a win for your toilet. But 2 things. I think Melo almost needs to retire so then he can like get to the stage where 5 years from now he's looked back as fondly as, you know, you hear about all the stories about Dominic Wilkins and guys like Bernard King.
Yeah.
Everyone probably hated playing with him at the time. Right. But now you look back at them in reverence and go, oh, they averaged this amount of points, blah, 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 blah. Right. They must have been great players.
Yeah.
I think he almost needs a bit of nostalgia. And we're going to end on the fact that how are you going to feel in about 5 years when everyone forgets that his nickname was Melo because everyone's talking about LaMelo Ball. Okay, so that's going to be us for this week, guys. For Speak Carolina is saying goodbye. For Steve Bones, we'll speak to you next week. Peace. LaMelo.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to AuscastNetwork.com for details.